Hi guys, Peter Finch here down at Quest Golf Academy, and we have a lesson here with Martin, who's very kindly come over from Germany for a couple of days of lessons down here at the Academy, and we've made some pretty remarkable changes to his swing, and we've structured this in a way where we've made big fundamental changes to the backswing to complement changes that we then went on to the downswing. So it's been a couple of days of really hard work, but the payoff is massive. Now, a couple of things that we need to know first of all about Martin's misses. They were off to the left hand side, so what we had to do was initially change the grip, because that was strengthening the club face throughout this entire technique. But also, playing off 24, we had a couple of things that we needed to change within the whole body mechanics, basically, of Martin's swing. Now, as you can see with this takeaway, the head, and therefore the spine angle position, started to dip towards the target pretty much from the start of the swing. So you can see how the head starts to dip towards the left foot, right hip starts to rise quite high, and then the spine angle tilts towards the target. Now, Martin was also struggling with strike, and what we saw as he came through impact was that the hips tried to realign themselves, the spine tried to realign itself, and we ended up in this very cramped position, not really much weight transfer over to the left side. You can see that the left heel is pretty much coming up off the ground here, and we tested that as well. So there's a lot of big fundamental changes that needed to be made. The first thing we needed to do was sort out this backswing and make sure that the spine angle was getting into a bit of a better position, to make sure that this right hip was turning and not lifting. So what we did with this drill is where you get an alignment stick, you pop it on the nose, and then you let it drift down just past the belt buckle and rest it against the inside of the leg. Now what this does, it gets you set into a more tilted position at address, but then as you turn away you exaggerate the motion. So you keep it on the inside of your leg, and you really get a feeling that the spine is tilted away. And what we did with Martin is basically get him practicing this overnight, and to really get this exaggeration in there. And what we found was, yeah, that there was quite some difference. So on the takeaway, after one night of practice, this is the difference that was made to the backswing. Absolutely sensational stuff. You can see how that right hip has rotated. Ridiculous difference. You can see how the shoulders have turned more, whilst also maintaining a much better spine angle. But then, this was only half the job, because we needed to get from this top of the backswing position into a much better impact position, rather than this twist and this drift onto the back foot, really crunched up through impact. So what we got Martin feeling like was, from the top of the swing, that his hip was really bumping towards the target. And again, it felt like quite an exaggerated movement. We also did a fantastic little drill where we got a chair just outside Martin's left thigh here. Again, same fantastic backswing, and really getting the feeling like he was driving towards it. I almost put this chair a little bit out of reach to exaggerate the feelings. Then what we also did was this little instep drill, where we get that right foot set a little bit in there. Don't want to lose Martin's original swing here. So we get that instep just pushed down a little bit, only a short swing, and then continue that drive towards the target, feeling like he was rolling onto the instep. And the more and more that this was practiced, the more and more the impact position was fantastic. So you can see here with that instep being rolled, really moving that hip towards the target, and just look at the differences that we had at the point of impact. Huge changes. So not only at the top of the swing, but also that weight transfer and the positions at impact. Absolutely superb. So Martin, really good work. This is going to take a lot of range time, a lot of practice to make sure that all this comes together, but I'm so pleased with the differences. I'm so pleased with the amount of work that you've managed to put in as well, because not only were you stopping after the lesson yesterday, you were here this morning nice and early as well. Thank you so much for making the trip as well. Guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you comment below. Give Martin a lot of praise, because he's worked super hard. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave your comments below. Let us know what you think. And we will see you down here next time.